100 years ago, the suffragettes battled for women's rights. Half a century ago, Simone de Beauvoir wrote The Second Sex. And here we are, all these years later, and still women are not free and equal. Wherever we look, we see glass ceilings, fewer opportunities, lower income. We see a rape conviction rate barely above 5%, and millions of women around the world enslaved in the sex industry. Quite clearly, women's liberation is an idea, but not yet a reality. With me to discuss the ongoing battle for justice for women is Julie Bindel, a founder of the feminist law firm Justice for Women. Welcome, Julie.
Thank you, Peter.
I just want to start perhaps by getting your view about what are the key pressing issues in Britain today in terms of women's continuing second-class legal status.
Well, there are many issues, but I think the one that unites women everywhere, of all cultures and class backgrounds and social standing, is sexual violence, is male violence. And it takes many forms, and it can begin in childhood with child sexual abuse and go right through to murder, to domestic homicide, and in between you have all kinds of issues, domestic violence, you have prostitution and pimping, and rape, as you pointed out. So that's the one issue where women everywhere are united.
And it seems to be an issue which we haven't really properly addressed.
Well, we haven't. I mean, we've made great inroads. For example, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, people wouldn't speak of domestic violence in the way they do now. The police didn't respond to it as a crime. In fact, 40 years ago, it wasn't a crime. And now, of course, people's consciousnesses have been raised about it. We have conferences on it. The government have strategised on it. But we haven't seen a fall in the domestic homicide rate. That's 2 women per week killed as a result of domestic violence since we began to collect the statistics. So what is going wrong? Why hasn't it really saved women's lives?
And what, in your view, is the answer to that question? Why?
I think because men still haven't got it. Those men who feel able to hit women with impunity and excuse themselves and other men, who think that rape is justified, who believe that murder is simply provocation gone too far, who think that pimping women into the sex industry is after all just a choice and just a job. I think they haven't been properly educated to recognise women as equal to them. And we need to start as early as possible educating men and also make them realise that there are consequences if they do harm women and children. And quite frankly, I think that the majority of men know that they can get away